Um, Welcome to today's class. I'm going to take you through a few things. Uh, One of the things that I'm going to take you in something known as a functional writing now. From the place in which I'm recording is that I am near a highway, so there is a lot of traffic. So there will be noise, but you can be able to follow through. Now, there's something we call functional writing. Okay, so functional writing covers a wide range of forms of writing that have fixed format and register. So when you're talking about functional writing, we're talking about things such as business letters, memos or memoranda for plural, notices, agenda, minutes, advertisements, email, fax mails, and questionnaires. Okay, then we can say this that we have a lot of communication takes place in any business setup, whether verbal or written. Okay, um, formal communication between an organization and another or among employees. So in this case, we're talking about the functional writing. Okay, an example of functional writing is business correspondence, meaning writing official format of communication. This is usually written in the form of the written form, given that written communication has several advantages over oral communication. Okay, one of the advantages of written communication is that it can act as a record. Then every business has to maintain contact with its clients or partners, and in the process, inquiries are made, orders are placed. So this is a clear indication that much of the written information in an office is done by means of business letters. So examples of business letters. Now, I want to go back to functional writing. So we have several, but we would like to focus on business letters. Now, on business letters, they can be letters of inquiry. These are letters to request for information or prices. It can be letters of quotation. These are reply to letters of inquiry. Then order letters. This is requesting of goods or services, and letters of confirmation, which are essentially like as a form of approval. Then you have letters of acknowledgement, which is to show that you have received something or you are aware of something. Then we have uh, letters of complaint, which are to criticize poor services or goods. Then we have adjustment letters, which are a response to a complaint. Then we have collection letters. These ones are issued to collect or in settlement of debts. Then we have sales letters to sell goods or services, and circular letters, which are letters written to reach a certain group of people, customers or staff. Then we have letters of employment. These are used for when applying for a job. Okay, now focusing specifically on business letters, we can say this. It is the chief instrument of external communication in business, the principal means through which a firm maintains contact with the outside world or its customers. Customers will form an impression of a firm on the basis and qualities of its correspondence. Then, a business letter serves the following three purposes. One, it conveys message. Two, it provides a permanent record for future reference and also valuable evidence in the event of a legal dispute. Then, three, it provides an opportunity to increase goodwill by hitting the mind of the recipient. Uh, this one should be hitting, meaning that it leaves a lasting impression. Yeah, so we can say that by leaving a lasting impression, we can say that it leaves a lasting impression in the minds of recipients. Then we can also say that we have several functions of a business letter. The main reason for writing business letters are to provide convenient means of communication without personal contact, to seek or to give information, to furnish evidence. To furnish is to provide evidence of transactions entered into, and to provide a record for future reference. Then we have essentials of an effective letter, business letter. Uh, the essentials of an effective business letter are the following: is that they should be promptness. Okay, there should be that urgency. Respond to the letter on the day it is received. So you should be able to respond to it as an urgent issue. Then the business letter should have accuracy, completeness, and clarity. Is that all facts and figures, statements, and quotations must be accurately mentioned. Then we have courtesy. is that you should use polite language. You should use a sort of diplomatic language. Then the other aspect of a business letter, remember we're talking about the essentials. These are the features. We have conciseness, is that do not load your information, do not load your letters with relevant details. Okay, so is that you try to be very brief. Then we have the positive and pleasant approach. It is related to courtesy, is that you should avoid no's and sorry's. They are unwelcome words. Instead, emphasize pleasant and positive things. Even no can be written as another time, and sorry can be worded as I'll try. Then the most important thing that I want us to look at is the format style. Is that official business letters can be fully blocked or semi-blocked. Then we have what we call the personal approach. In the personal approach, in order for a business to accomplish the third purpose, it must be written on a personal level in warm and friendly terms. The uses of interpersonal instructions tend to produce a tone that is cold and distant or aloof. So, example one, your letter of 15th March has been received and is receiving attention, but it's regretted that the goods cannot be supplied until the end of this month. Then, example two, we have received your letter of 15 months and we are giving it our attention, but we are sorry we cannot supply the goods until the end of this month. So, this one is warm, and the writer identifies himself with his firm. He also generally regrets their inability to supply the goods at the time. The aim of a business letter is surely utilitarian. Utilitarian simply means that it should be able to benefit as many people as possible and will only be satisfactory if it achieves its purpose. Hence, you must note the following before beginning to write. Be clear about what you want to write your letter to and in what you want to influence your reader. You must know something about the reader, then be exact in your expression, then be natural and brief in expression. Then the form or layout of the business letter. A business letter can be written in two forms. It can be semi indented and it can be fully blocked. Okay. Then uh, here we have this is an example. So we have examples of how to write the letter. You can have subject. This is blocked. Subject heading blocked. Salutation. Then subject heading. Then we have parts of a business letter. Um, for parts of a business letter, we have the following: is that we have sender's address, then we have day, date, receiver's address. So these are parts of a business letter, and should have four lines for designation. That is the person receiving the letter, name of the company, address, and town of destination in capital. Then we have salutation. Salutation, these are the greetings. Should be dear sir or madam. If you are very sure, then you can address the addressee is either male or female, then just use dear sir or dear madam respectively. Okay, but for I'd encourage you to use dear sir or madam because the people you could be addressing to, they could have changed. For example, if you're addressing a manager, it could be that the current manager is now a female and the previous manager was a male, but you are not aware. So to be safe, use dear sir stroke madam. Then we have subject heading. This summarizes the theme of the letter. For example, ref, application, apology for, request for. Then we have body of the letter. Body of the letter is that we have the message. It contains the introduction, message, and conclusion. The body must be simple, clear, and to the point. Use short sentences and paragraph, each with clear-cut message. Avoid jargon. Should be avoid jargon, and not jargon. Should be avoid jargon. This is a typo. Avoid jargon, e.g., herewith, aforesaid, inasmuch, whereas, and I mentioned, but specifically, it is not necessarily jargon. This is what we call cliches, tired phrases, cliches. Avoid cliches. Then it must have a complementary clause. Yours faithfully, name of the organization with signature. Then we also need to talk about application letters. In any other business letter, the application letter must be business-like and to the point. It will have personal details, qualifications, experience, and reasons for application, particulars, testimonials, and referees. So we have there some a few of the notes that I'll send. So I'll say this. I want to go to at least a sample of a letter. So here is a sample of a letter, business letter or an official letter. Dear Madam. So in this case, you are sure of the addressee's gender, so she's female. Then the ref, invitation for an interview as a personal secretary. Two, they refer to your letter they refer to your letter of application for appointment as a personal secretary. It should be okay, on it should be the one that is dated 11th October 2004, and wish to invite you for an interview 2005. Then you will say everything that we wish to invite you for an interview on 21st December 2005 at 2 p.m. in our conference room. We are located at the industrial area, Dunga Road, opposite Holman Brothers, Kenya Limited. You will take vehicles for route number 11 from Railways Bus Station. Then please bring with you this letter, originals of both your academic and professional certificates and testimonials, and shorthand pad and pencils. Ensure that your certificates are returned to you before you leave the interview room, yours faithfully, and then it's signed. Okay. Then we can also have appointment letters. Okay. Basically, they will be almost the same. What will differ and resignation letters. What will differ is the ref and the way of writing it and the tone. Okay, because if it is an apology, then you must be remorseful. Okay, you must be expressing regret. Okay, then inquiry letters is that you are writing to ask for information. Then uh, formal or inquiry. So then you have quotation letters and even complaint letters. Okay, so these are another sample of a complaint letters, but it doesn't have the body. So it should have the body. I'm looking for the one that has the body. So uh, we can modify this one. So we can have here the body. We can have here. So we can have here the a person's writing. Okay, so we can decide. Usually we can start with the person writing. So we can say that the person writing is Jacob Y of PO Box 3424 0200. We can say that that's Nairobi. Then we can say that Jacob is writing to the manager, then the manager of Limuru Hotels. Okay, you can make this one. Let me change the case so that it's in that format. Limuru Hotels. You can say that that is a PO box. PO box. Then we can assume that that's the code for Limuru. Okay. So remember to include. So this is a sample. So if you are writing to an organization, remember to include. This is the person writing. This one, the first one. This is the person writing. This is the person writing. That's the person writing, and this is the recipient. This is the person that you are writing to. So you need to have both of them, person writing and the person you are writing to. Then dear subject, and then we have here your content. Okay, then your content, then yours faithfully. Then you can be able to do that. Okay, this is just a sample. I'll send them to you. Then we have a sample reply to complaint. There are several here. You can be able to see the sample reply to content. Then order letter. So in all of the letters, I think like including letters of apology. Okay, so what I can say this is that for all the letters from quotation letters, order letters, complaint letters, and everything is that this is what they'll be looking for. One, they'll be looking for the format. Okay, so is that we need to have here the sender's address. Okay, so that now we need to have here the address of the person writing. So let me say put here the writer's address. So the person writing writer's address. Then we can have here the recipient's address, the person who is to receive the letter. Recipient's address. I can put here recipient's address. Okay, then from there we can have the salutation, the greetings, the salutation. Okay, then from there we can now, in fact, after the sender's address, we need to have here the date, then the salutation. Then after the salutation, we need to have here now the ref or the subject, ref or the subject, reason why you are writing, like the heading of the letter, reason why you are writing, and then here we can have now the content, the body, the content of the letter, the content of the letter. Then here we can sign off. So you sign off the letter, okay? Yours faithfully. You sign off the letter. So every letter will take this format so that we shall have here the writer's address, recipient's address, the date, the salutation, then the ref. So it will take this format for any letter, be it an order letter, a complaint letter. So make sure that it's taking this format, that you have writer's address, your address, the person you're writing to, the date, the salutation, the ref, the content, then the content, of course, and more content. Then you sign off the letter. So that is what I would say. So I'll send these notes to you so that you can be able to catch up. So I wish to stop recording at that point, and any questions will be directed to. So at this point, we have tackled the letters. We have just tackled letters. We are remaining with the memo, notices, and agenda, advertisements, emails, fax mails, and questionnaires. So we can stop at this point.